Yes, great. I'd love to talk about this, and it's great to be here. Thank you very much. So as an expert at the CAFA Institute, the VAII, I bring my research and knowledge that we're developing at the University of Sydney and in the Media Architecture Institute to CAFA, and I'm able to connect with some of the research that is happening here at CAFA. So we have been working with Professor Zhang and his team here, for example, on shared research collaborations. And that also involved the delivery of a number of workshops we did with students here at CAFA, where we're using our expertise to teach media architecture to students here at CAFA. And one of the key achievements that we managed to do this year is the implementation of MAB 18, which is the Media Architecture Biennale, which is an international event that we're holding in different cities around the world every 2 years. And so this year it was held here at CAFA in Beijing. I think there are two aspects in terms of what MAB 18 was able to achieve. One is that it brought a lot of people from outside of China to Beijing, to CAFA. So I think it was really successful in terms of promoting CAFA as an institution that is doing very exciting, innovative research and work and teaching. And so I think it was a great opportunity for people to see all that work, to see the things that are going on here at CAFA, but also in Beijing and in China, and to learn more about the work in China. We had also Chinese keynote speakers, so there was also a great opportunity for external guests and experts from outside of China to learn more about media architecture in China. I think the other aspect was that it contributed to the discussion of media architecture in China, which is really important because I think we're in a really interesting time where the technology is now so advanced. So original media architecture technology, like LEDs for example, is really well advanced now. And that's largely due to efforts in China, actually, where most of the LEDs are produced. And so we are now at a point where we need to start thinking about how do we go into the next era? So what's happening next? And so it's no longer just about developing the technology, but it's also about understanding the applications and understanding how we can come up with ideas and concepts around media architecture that actually change cities and can help us to better live or live better lives in cities, and to ensure that cities can continue to scale with population growth and increasing challenges, and what the role of media architecture is. So I think by being able to bring everyone here through MAB 18, I hope we were able to contribute to this discourse, and hopefully some things will continue to live on and people will keep talking about them, and maybe it will actually shape the direction where media architecture in China is going. So in the past year, during our role as invited professor and expert here at CAFA, we taught a number of workshops with students at CAFA. So we came a few times during the past year, and it was actually a really great, interesting format we did. So we were mostly teaching students in architecture and lighting design, and the workshops were all connected. So in the first workshop, the students were looking at understanding urban issues or situations in urban environments that are currently problems or offering challenges, and to understand those challenges and to come up with possible ideas around media architecture, or looking at how media architecture could contribute to those challenges. And specifically, we looked at teaching around this idea of digital infrastructure at the scale of the hybrid city. And then the subsequent workshops looked at picked up those ideas developed in the first workshop and developed them further in the form of experience prototypes, design studies. We created mock-ups, and some of that work actually made it into the exhibition here at MAB 18, and it's presented next to very iconic, globally recognized media architecture work, which is really, really exciting, I think, for CAFA and the students who participated in those workshops. One of the topics that I specifically contributed as well to the workshops is around design thinking and design innovation, which is my background. So I've recently published a book on design thinking and design methods, and so we used some of those methods and the templates that we published in that book with the students in order to actually bring a design thinking approach into architecture, which is really, really important because it's about this idea of understanding problems and understanding how we can come up with people-centered solutions that consider the concerns of various stakeholders. And then it also has this idea of prototyping solutions very quickly so we can test them and then improve them before we actually build them. Technology is often a driver for coming up with new ideas, but it's not the best driver because it's often what we describe as a technology-centric solution. So it's like when you have a hammer and you're looking for nails, right? So the hammer is the technology, and you're looking for nails so that you can use your hammer. But really, we need to first understand what are the challenges we're trying to solve, and then find the technology that is the best technology to solve those problems. And again, that's also the idea of human-centered design and design thinking and design innovation. And so culture and cultural challenges sort of feed into this process. Because when we are trying to find and identify problems, they're usually embedded in the culture. So we need to use design methods, and students in architecture also, and any design students need to be trained in those methods to understand what are those problems and what is the culture around those problems. Because we need to understand those cultural environments before we can come up with a solution. And then throughout that whole process of identifying ideas and turning them into concepts and prototypes, we have to keep thinking about how what we as designers build and the world that could be that we are describing as designers through our design concepts, how that changes the cultural environment. And that's really important for us to understand and keep in mind as a designer, so that we're not just coming up with something, we're putting it there and then go like, okay, see you later. But that we actually keep in mind and test how that changes the culture and how people would adopt and appropriate what we're designing, and how we can keep changing that in a way so that it actually fulfills the goals and meets the requirements and the needs of the people we're designing for.